Page 68, Watercolors. They have a technique tip up there for playing connected, legato or connected. You can make this as complicated as you want to. You go right ahead and just do your thing. If you want to dive in again, oh, let's do this and this and this and this. Blah. Connecting simply means you're connecting the notes. There's no silence between them. And it's no difference from one hand. I connect it. I push down here, and as I push down, I let go. You can overlap a hair if you want to. You don't. Some teachers teach that. You don't need to. Just lift up. There's no silence between them. If you lift up first, that's silence. That's not legato. It's the same thing going from hand to hand. As you play one hand, you lift up the other. So if I go here, here, I'm just lifting up here, so play that. There's no silence between them. As far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. I wouldn't make it any more complicated than that. This piece has a lot of slurs, so we're going to connect the notes. But are they slurs or phrases? I don't know. I'll talk about that later. One thing at a time. I look it over, it's a page long, treble bass clef, 4/4 time signature. I see a bunch of eighth notes and quarter notes and a dotted half note at the end. Oh, there's a half note stuck in there too. Oh, fancy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take both hands together because you're only playing one hand at a time. So the left hand starts with little finger here. That puts the hand here. And the right hand starts with second finger here, so that puts the hand here. So we're in C position. Remember C position. Each finger gets a note next to each other, and the bottom note is a C. And which C position is it? Whatever the music tells us, and that's this C position. Okay. And remember eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hey, 1 and so forth. So it's here, 1 and 2 and 3 and I connect everything at first. Regardless of what the articulation says, I just connect everything at first. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's the rhythm throughout. The last measure, that here, 1 and 2, that gets 3 counts, remember. A dotted half note is the same as 3 quarter notes. In any time signature, it doesn't matter. It's always the same as 3 quarter notes. So if you know how much a quarter note gets, this gets 3 of those. Well, a quarter note gets a count, so this gets 3 counts. That's all, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. Also in counting, remember, you're only counting to get the rhythm. Once you have it, you just feel it. When counting it, I only count what I need to, because I'm lazy. So it's like the first measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's fine if you have problems holding the quarter note down a full count. Otherwise, I just go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. I do it that way because I'm too lazy to say the and for 2 and 4. But as I said, if I start cheating on the quarter note and I don't hold it down long enough, 1 and there, see, the quarter note's not long enough. There, then I've got to do the ands again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. But if you would get to where you can feel the pulse, then that helps you to keep it in line. You'll hold the quarter note down long enough because the next note doesn't come until the next pulse. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Ba, 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 ba. That's the pulse. And that's, you can do it that way. I don't. Everybody's a little different. Whatever it takes for you to keep the notes all, the rhythm all even. The beat even. Now once I have the notes and the rhythm in, then I'll think about the articulation. The question is, are these slurs or phrases? Try it both ways. What's a musical thought? Are these musical thoughts? Short ones? Or is the all one musical thought, say for the first 4 measures, all the way up to the half note, is that one musical sentence? I have to do this quickly to hear it. I can't hear it if I go slow. a sense, you might think that's just one long sentence up to the half note, and then lift up. So taking a breath, okay. Or you can take each of these lines as a phrase, each one. Lift up. That's interpretation. Do it however your teacher tells you to do it. I think probably it's easier in this case to go ahead and lift up. It's good practice. So I would separate the quarter note from the next eighth note. A little silence. Just a little silence, not a lot. Once I have the articulation in, then I think about the dynamics. Mezzo piano, sort of soft, both hands. It's all melody, if you want to call it that. And then in measure 4, you come down to saw. It's the half note really should be soft. It's like each beat got a little softer. One softer, softer. One softer, softer. And now we're soft. And then in measure 8, you're going to go up to moderately loud. So measure 8 starts soft, louder, louder, up to moderately loud. Now you're moderately loud. Now come back down. And the last measure starts moderately loud and then comes down to soft. Moderately loud, moderately soft, soft. See, there you can do it each note. Yeah. That's sort of the dynamics. But again, it's important to get into the music and feel it well enough that you feel these dynamics. You feel getting softer or louder when it happens. And if you feel getting a little louder and softer in other places, put it in. For instance, in the second measure here. For that, maybe I want to get a little louder in there. Go put up and then come back down. Put it in a swell up and back down. If I felt it, I would put it in. If I didn't feel it, I wouldn't. That's playing by feel or playing feeling. That's interpretation. And then finally, the speed. Delicately is no speed. That's silly. But they're suggested about 1/6 or about 60. About 1 beat per second. Don't go too slow because that drags. It just, will it ever get over? And of course it's not fast. Your watercolors aren't going crazy. No, I mean it's kind of fun, but that's not the intent. It's not how the piece is supposed to feel. Now there's a note above the staff to play both hands 8 VA throughout. Remember 8 VA is when you move an octave, up or down. And when it's above the staff, you go up. If it's below the staff, you go down. Well, this is above the staff, the note is, so we're going to take both hands. We're just going to pretend middle C instead of here is here, just like we do in the duets. And you're up here, and you're up here. The whole thing up here. Then there's a note under the staff at the beginning to hold the damper pedal on throughout. Well, this smears it all together. I guess that's a watercolor smearing together. And this is where the articulation is at. Well, if you hold the damper pedal down, it doesn't matter if you lift up or not. Or, either way, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. Whether you can hear it or not, you want to feel it. We're back to that feeling again. So even though the damper pedal is going to smear it all together, that's an effect. We're after an effect. You're still going to feel these phrases. You're going to lift, 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 even though it doesn't sound, you can't hear it. At the end, the pedal and everything comes up together. I felt a little retardando at the end. Here. I felt that. It's not written in the music, but I felt it, so I stuck it in there. Other people don't like it? Tough. I was playing, it's my interpretation. The music doesn't necessarily tell you everything all the time. You have to feel it and add your own, like the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the natural accent throughout. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Well, we're not going to go too much slower than it goes, but a little slower. I'm going to play it where it is, so we're not doing the AVA. We're down here, right where the notes are written. Here, and I'm not going to use the pedal because you can hear it better without pedal. We're not performing it, we're just checking notes and rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. Oh, don't do the dynamics either. We're just playing notes and rhythms. Huh? 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1. And 4 and. And 4 and.